story about a man named Jed. A poor mountaineer barely kept his family fed. And then one day he was shooting at some food, and up through the ground come a bubbling crude oil, that is, black gold, Texas tea. Well, the first thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. The kinfolk said, Jed, move away from there. Said, California is the place you ought to be. So they loaded up the truck and they moved to Beverly Hills, that is, swimming pools, movie stars.
The Beverly Hillbillies.
To do that.
I know you did, Granny, but he...
Cut me a hickory stick. I'll learn him to shirk his chores.
Granny, he done all the other work you give him.
Then I'll give him some more. Where is he?
Well, he was feeling kind of restless, so he took a little trip into town.
Well, when he gets back, he's going to take a little trip to the woodshed.
Now, Granny, it ain't that bad. If a little drive down to the drugstore will get the birds out of his britches, what's the harm?
Because he's turning into a drugstore dude, that's the harm. Laid in bed till 6 o'clock this morning.
I don't hardly think that makes him a drugstore dude.
Hanging around the drugstore does. What's he want there anyway?
Well, just between us, I think he's hoping to meet up with some members of the opposite sex.
Jethro, he don't even know what sex he's opposite.
Now, Granny, a boy has got to do a certain amount of girl watching. Once he gets it out of his system, he's ready to come back and pitch in.
Who's that?
I don't know, but he sure is in an awful hurry.
It's Jethro.
Ain't she a beauty? Wait till a girl see me driving around in this.
Where'd you get it?
I got it at what you call a used car lot. Salesman says it's a real girl trap.
What'd you do with the truck?
I traded it for this.
What? You traded your ma's fine big truck for this little squash-down thing?
Uncle Jed, this here is a $7,000 imported sports car.
How much I give you to boot?
They didn't give me nothing. I owe them $7,000.
With the truck?
Oh, heck no, I forgot. With the truck, I owe them $7,025.
Jethro, you take this thing back where you got it and fetch home the truck.
Oh, Uncle Jed, girls don't go for that truck. But with this baby, I can get me some action.
You get out to the woodshed. I'll give you some action. Get out.
Granny, I need some swinging action. I want to be where things are jumping.
Don't you worry. I'll be swinging and you'll be jumping. Now get out.
Boy, you better get underway before you and the truck both gets hauled away.
Oh, gee, y'all treat me like I'm a kid. I'm a graduate of the 6th grade.
Here's what too much education has done. Napkin city living.
Now, Granny.
What he needs is work. Work and more work. Chores from sun up till sundown. That'll keep his mind off the girls.
Excuse me, Chief. Here are your files on the Mammoth Picture Studios.
What for?
Why, you're meeting with Mr. Chapman.
I don't need those. All I'm going to do is fire him.
Why?
2 months ago, he brought an actress over here from Sweden and put her under contract for $10,000 a week.
Oh, yes, Ulla Bergström.
I found out she'd never made a movie in her life.
No, but she was the sensation of Europe in Chekhov's play, The Cherry Orchard. And she's done some other fabulous things.
Well, she's doing one right now, sitting up there at the studio, collecting $10,000 a week for nothing.
Well, Chief, it's her first picture, and they just haven't been able to find the right script for her.
Well, I got it right here. It's called A One-Way Ticket to Sweden.
On a tanker?
We're through squandering money on that Swedish meatball. 8 weeks at $10,000 a week. Oh, wait till I get my hands on Chapman.
Chief, he's making movies, not packing crates. He's dealing with sensitive, creative artists. You can't turn out dreams on an assembly line.
Only it's time someone started running the movie business like a business.
Miss Hathaway?
Oh, come in, Mr. Chapman, and sit down.
Stay on your feet. This won't take long. Now, I understand you've had trouble finding something for your Swedish star to do.
That's right.
Well, I've come up with something that's perfect. It has travel, adventure...
Sounds like just a ticket.
Exactly. Now,
No, wait. You can tell her about it yourself. I brought her along. Come in, Miss Bergstrom. Miss Ola Bergstrom, Miss Hathaway.
How do you do?
And here's the real boss of the studio, our banker, Mr. Milburn Drysdale.
Mr. Drysdale, it's a great pleasure. I've heard such wonderful things about you.
Mr. Drysdale has an idea for you.
You have?
Forget it. It's terrible. But don't you worry. We'll have something just right for you, no matter how long it takes.
Mr. Chapman is about ready to send me back to Sweden.
What? 8 weeks at $10,000 a week.
Larry, we're making movies, not packing crates. We're dealing with sensitive, creative artists. You can't turn our dreams on an assembly line.
That was beautiful.
It just happens to be the way I feel. Now get busy and find something worthy of her talent.
There's a part I'd love to play, but Mr. Chapman does not think I should attempt it.
Oh, why not?
Well, it's a part of a poor sharecropper's daughter. She'd have to talk with a backwoods accent.
I can do it. I know I can. Oh, it's a real challenge. Please give me the chance.
What's the problem, Chapman?
I speak to you alone. Excuse us for a moment.
Make that half a moment.
Mr. Drysdale, she's from the European School of Realism. She wants to go to the backwoods to learn the authentic accent and mannerisms before we start the picture. So that could take another 3 months. And at $10,000 a week. Think it over.
Chief, I couldn't help it over here. May I offer a possible solution?
There isn't any.
But there is. Miss Bergstrom could stay with the Clampetts and learn the backwoods accent and mannerisms while she's filming the picture.
Yeah.
Remind me to talk to you later about a raise. Well, I've solved the problem.
You have?
Yes, I figured out a way you can play the part without delaying the picture 1 day.
Oh.
You're a genius.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Oh, yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
But you are.
No.
Milburn, you really are.
Let her talk me into it.
Wait till you see the chores that Granny's got for you to do.
Oh, yeah? Well, you can tell Granny I'm running off to join the French Foreign Legion.
What's the French Foreign Legion?
That's where you go to forget a woman.
What woman do you want to forget?
Granny.
How come it makes you forget?
Because you're out in the middle of the desert, fighting and marching and getting tromped on by camels, and dying of thirst in the burning sand whilst the sun scorches you to a cinder.
Why come you'd want to go to a place like that?
Like I told you, to join the French Foreign Legion.
It sounds awful.
Ellie, I don't make the weather in France. Dumb old girl.
Ellie, was that Jethro we heard?
Well, yes, sir, Paul.
Where is he? I got some chores wrote down for him.
Well, he says he ain't gonna do no more chores, Granny. Says he's running off.
What? Cut me a hickory stick. I'm gonna smoke his hops
Now,
until...
Granny, we don't want to be in the midst of a family ruckus just when that poor little Bergstrom girl gets here.
Well, is she just awful poor, Paul?
Well, I kind of figure she must be, Ellie. Otherwise, Mr. Drysdale wouldn't ask us to put her up.
I wonder why he ain't putting her up in his place.
Well, probably because we've been through just what she's facing, being strangers in Beverly Hills.
And that's a miserable feeling.
Even worse for her. She's from a foreign nation.
A place called Sweden.
This is how backwoods people live in your country.
Well, no. The Clampetts happen to strike oil. But they haven't lost the speech and mannerisms of the hills.
And here I can learn to play the part of a sharecropper's daughter.
Yes, all you have to do is watch Ellie Mae.
Mr. Drysdale, how long do you think I'll be staying here?
Just long enough to pick up their way of speaking. Did you bring your tape recorder?
It's in my...
Wait
doggy. This must be the little Bergstrom girl.
I wouldn't call her little, but she's pretty as a mess of hog jowls.
Welcome as a new catalog.
Miss Ula Bergstrom. This is Granny and Mr. Clampett.
Howdy.
Oh, and Ellie Mae.
Oh, howdy. My, you sure are a tall drink of water.
Where's Jethro?
Oh, he's packing up to run away from home. Here's Elmer. You can have him while she's here.
Come in. I got a mess of grits and sow belly on the stove.
Mr. Drysdale, I've decided to think this over some more.
Wait, you want the part, don't you?
You know I do, but...
Don't worry. You'll love the Clampetts. They're wonderful people. You can trust me. I'm a genius.
Now, she'll be staying in with you, Ellie. Make sure that there's no critters in her bed.
Yes, indeed.
You know, Mr. Clampett, I didn't get to tell you much about Miss Bergstrom on the phone.
Well, now, you just leave the getting acquainted to us, Mr. Drysdale. I reckon we know how to make her feel at home, huh, Granny?
We've bedded down a passel of strangers in our day. Ain't had no complaints yet.
I know, but
Now, you get back to the bank and stop worrying about Miss Bergstrom. We'll treat her so many ways, she's bound to like one of them.
Are you hungry?
I'm not actually. I'd like to freshen up a bit.
Would you like to take a dip in the cement pond?
Cement pond?
Ain't you never seen one of them?
No, I don't think so.
Sorry to be so long, Miss Ula, but I had to get Ralph out of your bed.
What?
Oh, he's just a little old gray squirrel. But he's getting a little nearsighted. Just don't stick your toes out from under the covers at night.
Well, let's get the young lady settled in. Excuse me, ma'am, but what kind of hide is this?
Alligator.
Kind of thought that's what it was, but I didn't want to say nothing.
That's gator, all right.
That doggies, I'd have to be awful hard up to tote a suitcase made out of gator skin.
Everything she has is made out of it, even her shoes.
That Sweden must be crawling with them varmints.
She's had a hard life, Jed.
My doggies, it'll be a pleasure to see her face when she ties into her first possum.
Bob, Jed, I'm running away from home.
Yeah, that's what Ellie was telling us. All packed, I see.
My clothes is. Now I'm gonna pack me some lunch.
Paul, we's gone swimming in the cement pond.
Fine, Ellie. Oh, say goodbye to your cousin before he runs off.
Goodbye, cousin. See you when you get back.
I ain't coming back. This is goodbye forever.
Okay. Bye forever. Come, Ula.
Coming, Ellie.
Jed? Who was that?
Oh, ain't you met her? That's the girl that's moving in with us.
Moving in?
That's right.
Here?
That's right.
In this house?
Right.
Yeah!
What's all this nonsense about you running away from home?
Not me, Granny. No, ma'am, no. Never.
Well, that's better. Now, you want to get out to the cement pond and saw me some firewood?
Yes, ma'am, that's what I want to do. Right now, I sure do. You bet. Yes, ma'am.
See that, Jed? One look at this hickory persuader, and he changed his mind.
All he needed was one good look.
Got it!
Jethro, you better stop sewing for a while.
Reckon I'm gonna have to. I've done run out of benches. I've run out of saws, too.
You certainly are strong, Jethro.
No stronger than your average mule.
Go right through those marble benches. I bet you could saw through anything.
Shucks, heck, fire. Tarnation.
Wait. Let me get my tape recorder.
Oh, how do you want me to saw it? Straight across or down the middle?
Wait. You don't have to saw through the tape recorder.
Oh, I can do it.
I'm sure you can. I can see you're very strong.
You know something? I'm smarter than I am strong.
Are you?
Yes, ma'am. I'll cipher something for you. Let's see.
Let's go for a swim, shall we?
Okay.
Hold in. I'll cipher for you while I'm swimming. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4.
Well, did you have a good swim?
Well, just laughing, Paul.
How about you, Miss Ula?
Just larping.
Good, good.
And Jethro saw up all the wood I told him to.
Wore out 3 saws. Now he's fixing all the marble benches.
Didn't even have to tell him to do that.
Come on, Ula.
Well, just a minute, Ellie. Granny and me want to have a little talk with Miss Ula. She'll be along directly.
Well, yes, sir, Paul. See you in a bit, Ula.
Well, sit down.
Would you like a cup of coffee?
Thank you.
Well, tell me, Miss Ula, how long you been in this country?
2 months.
What you been doing all that time?
Not a thing. Just sitting around. And I'm so anxious to go to work.
What kind of work do you want to do, honey?
Act in the movies.
You want to be a movie star?
Well, I hope to be. That's why I came to Hollywood.
Uh-huh. Well, you ever acted in the movies before?
Not yet, but I know I can do it.
What did you do before you left Sweden?
I was working in the cherry orchard in Stockholm.
Cherry orchard, huh?
I was in it for 18 months.
Well, you must have been pretty good. You ever think of doing that over here?
Oh, please. It seems like I spent my life in the cherry orchard. Before Stockholm, I went from one end of Europe to the other doing the same thing.
Of course, when you're good at something.
No, thank you. I came here to be in the movies, and with your help, I know I can do it.
Well, we'll do everything we can. Of course, there's a big jump from cherry orchard to movie studio.
I see it as a challenge. I'm going to show Hollywood that a Swedish girl can be a sharecropper's daughter and make good.
Sharecropper's daughter.
Well, we know she was hard up, but now I see how she could eat so poor and yet look so good.
What you mean?
Well, she probably got all the cherries she could eat.
Miss Ula forgot her pocketbook.
Where's she, Uncle Jed? Where is that sweet woman?
I'm right here, boy. I got plenty more for you to do. First off, take this to Miss Bergstrom. And then you can wash the windows.
Yeehaw!
Well, you see how happy and contented he is when he has lots of chores to do?
I never seen him so happy to wash the windows.
And after that, I'm going to have him sharpen all of my kitchen knives.
Ready? I got a notion.
What you mean?
I'm going to call up Mr. Chapman over to my movie studio and ask him to drop over and take a look at Miss Ula.
You mean you think?
I grant you it's a 1,000,000 to 1 chance, but stranger things have happened.
Jethro,
Yes, ma'am. Oh, yes, ma'am.
would you do me a favor?
Anything, Miss Ula, anything. I'd climb the highest river or swim the deepest mountain.
All I want you to do is help me with this movie script.
Well, yeah, what do you want me to do? Produce it or direct it?
No. I just want you to read this line for me. It's right here.
Okay. I have got a powerful hankering for you, mister. Can't you read?
Yes. Now say the line without reading it.
Okay. I have got a powerful hankering for you, mister.
Just a moment. Let me get my tape recorder.
He's had time to sharpen 24 knives and a barn full of tools by now.
I have got a powerful hankering for you, mister.
Say it again.
I got a powerful hankering for you, mister.
I told Jed that boy didn't know what sex he was opposite.
Hey, boy, how you doing with Granny's knives, did you? Uh-oh. Looks like you wasn't paying attention.
Oh, yes, I was. I never took my eyes off of her.
Well, I can't say as I blame you. But you better get down to the hardware store, quick.
Oh, yes, sir.
Where was Jethro going in such a hurry?
To the hardware store. Catch him and you can ride along. Just a minute, Mr. Chapman. You see that little girl sitting over yonder?
Oh, yes, sir?
Well, she is a sharecropper's daughter out of Sweden. Her name is Ulla Bergström. And I'd consider it a big favor if you was to put her in the movie.
What?
Just any little thing to get her started, and I'll see that you get a raise.
But that girl... A raise?
Dandy big one. How about it?
It's a deal. Miss Bergstrom, my name is Chapman. Come along with me.
Where are we going?
To the studio. You're going to be in the movies.
That's all right, Mr. Woolley. You go along with him. Make us proud of you now.
She will.
But, Mr. Chapman, I don't understand. What is going on?
Jed, where's Miss Ulla going?
She's going to the studio to be in movies.
That's sweet of you, Jed. I hope she gets to be a star.
Me too, Granny, but just in case, let's plant us a cherry orchard out back.
Now it's time to say goodbye to Jed and all his kin. They would like to thank you folks for kindly dropping in. You're all invited back next week to this locality to have a heaping helping of their hospitality. Hillbilly, that is. Set a spell. Take your shoes off. Y'all come back now. Here.
This has been a Filmways presentation.
Viacom.
Come and listen to my story about a man named Jed. A poor mountaineer barely kept his family fed. And then one day he was shooting at some food, and up through the ground come a bubbling crude oil, that is, black gold, Texas tea. Well, the first thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. The kinfolk said, Jed, move away from there. Said, California is the place you ought to be. So they loaded up the truck and they moved to Beverly Hills, that is, swimming pools, movie stars.
The Beverly Hillbillies.
Girl chasing, work shirking, chore skipping, sneak off. Get through! I'll give him a paddling that he can write home about.
Now hold it, Granny. I ain't Jethro.
I know it. He done ate a 10-pound breakfast and snuck off.
Well, now sit down while I tell you the news.
Probably took off for town for more girl watching.
Granny, Jethro has done hired himself out.
You mean he gets paid for watching girls?
He's working. Got himself a job cleaning out Mr. Drysdale's garage.
Praise be. How did you manage that?
Jethro did it himself, but I wouldn't raise his allowance.
Raise it. Why, back home I could feed 5 young'uns and a good-sized mule on what you give him.
I know, but the boy just said he had to have more than $1 a week.
What does Mr. Drysdale pay him?
$15.
$15.
And Jethro says it's a lot more work right here in the neighborhood.
Well, if he can clean out garages as quick as he can ice boxes, he stands to make a fortune.
Well, I just hope it keeps his mind off of not having a girlfriend. Here lately, he's been as sad as a big-beaked bird in a hailstorm.
Hi, Jethro. Hey, where'd you get the magazines?
Mr. Drysdale's garage.
Swinger? I never heard of that.
That's because it's the magazine International Playboys. And you ain't no international playboy.
Well, then how come you're reading them? You ain't an international nothing.
Well, there's an article in here on how to give girls a brush off. And that's the first one I'm going to read.
Well, Jethro, I see...
Hey, Uncle Jim, come on inside. Man-to-man stuff.
You get that whole truckload from next door?
I already took 2 loads to the dump. Then I found the key to fame, fortune, and females.
At the dump?
No, in the Drysdale's garage. This whole stack was sitting there, just waiting to get hauled away.
Swinger. A magazine for international playboy. Mr. Drysdale read this?
Well, him or Mrs. Drysdale, one.
I don't hardly think...
Hey, listen to this, Uncle Jeff. How to be an international playboy, page 22. Cozy cooking for cuddly couples, page 30. Furnishing the bachelor pad, page 45. Uncle Jeff, this is just what I've been looking for. I can hardly wait to start studying. Oh, that there is a kitty cat of the month. There's one in every issue.
You better get these all out of sight before Granny sees them.
Well, ain't Granny never seen a girl in a bathing suit before?
She ain't never seen so much girl in so little suit. Now, get them out of here.
All right.
Morning, Miss Hathaway. How are you today?
Well, good morning, Chief. I'm suffering from sunstroke, malaria, and a broken arm. I have the hauling service estimate for cleaning out your garage, Chief. They'll do it for $75.
I see. And what is your recommendation?
But hire them.
A perfect example of secretarial thinking as opposed to executive thinking. I hired Jethro to do it for $15.
Chief, you'll spend that much on gasoline just hauling stuff to the dump. Why, there must be a ton of junk out there.
My dear Miss Hathaway, that garage is full of valuable items. And as part of the deal, I told Jethro he could keep anything he wanted.
How generous.
Now, there's no telling what he might find. Why, in the old clothes box, there's a dressing gown I've never worn. Sonny gave it to me one Christmas. He must have hated me that year.
Jethro's coming, and why don't you see him?
Oh, the poor darling. He must be worn to a frazzle. All hot and tired and dusty.
Greetings, dear friends.
What in tarnation air you got up for?
Reckon you ain't never seen International Playboy before. Most country folks ain't.
Where'd you get that outfit?
Mr. Drysdale said I could keep anything I found in his garage. This and this scarf is part of his own military uniform.
What?
Yeah, I found it in a box marked Salvation Army. Granny, is this all you got to eat?
What's wrong with it?
Well, nothing, but according to Swinger magazine, us international playboys has got to have what you call cuisine instead of just victuals.
What Swinger magazine?
That's the handbook of international playboys. It says that 65% of us eat stuff like tornadoes, filet mignon, and lobster and stuff.
Oh, if I'd only known.
Hey, and you got to learn how to cook a little critter called a martini.
What's a martini?
Well, I don't know, but 36% of international playboys has 2 or more for lunch. I have found my what you call destiny. Do you know that 85% of international playboys drive sporty cars? 78% have their own hi-fi stereos, and 98% have more than 3 girlfriends.
Playboy, it sounds kind of expensive.
Well, I ain't planning on getting everything right off. I'm going to start with just 2 girlfriends.
Hold it, Granny. Even so, boy, if you was to quit cleaning garages for hire.
Oh, I can save a little on my bachelor pad.
Your what?
My bachelor pad. 99% all international Playboys has their own. But I can make this one do for a while. That reminds me. From now on, everybody's got to stay out of the parlor.
What did you say?
That's where I'm going to be entertaining my women. Playing in my hi-fi stereo, cooking them martinis in the fireplace.
Very good.
You think you can afford all this?
I got $15 in my last week's allowance. I am ready.
And here he comes.
What's going on, boy? Where's Granny?
She's probably chased me clean into town by now, but I doubled back on her. Kid, how do you like my super stereo hi-fi?
Super what?
Oh, us IPs just call it stereo. That is, the 78% of us that's got them. You see, the idea is to get romantic music coming at your girl from 2 different directions. I was all set to give it a listen test. Hey, you be the girl.
Well, I don't hardly...
Oh, here. Just pretend that you're my date. All full of roasted martinis, warm and cuddly from the fire. I just start these 2 records going.
You gonna play 2 records?
Uncle Jed, that's stereo. 1 for each ear. You see, when that romantic music comes sliding in at you from both sides and meets in the middle, that girl is a goner.
Well, I don't think Granny...
Uncle Jed, hold on. I'm gonna turn it off. Here comes instant romance. I must have had a wow in my woofer.
Boy, I think I'd forget it. Even if you do get this contraption to working, Granny ain't gonna leave you alone in here.
Well, she don't bother me, Uncle Jed. Once I get my date inside, I'll just shut them doors over yonder.
She must have doubled back on me, the honoree.
We'll be as snug as 2 bugs and...
I'm going to learn you manners so you can sit at the table like the rest of the family. This here's what you call a play. Oh, no. You've been watching Jethro again.
Hey, Ellie, where's Granny?
She's upstairs laying down. Got a powerful headache.
Come on, help me move my stuff into my new bachelor pad.
Whereabouts is it?
Parked out front.
Parked.
Yeah, come on, I'll show you.
Hey, here, Maybelle.
Yonder she is.
This is a bachelor pad?
The best kind. With this rascal, I can go where the action is.
What you mean?
Well, I can park out in front of the kitty cat club and get them pretty girls as they come out the door. And if things get slow there, I just drive on down to the beach and get me another load as they come out of the water.
That thing's a mess. Well, you couldn't get a goat to go in there.
Well, I ain't got it fixed up yet. Wait till I move my stuff in.
What stuff?
My bachelor pad stuff. Etchings on the wall, super stereo hi-fi, soft lights for dancing, table and chairs for candlelight supper, big old sofa, fireplace. Boy, it is gonna be something. Come on, give me a hand. Okay, Allie, I got the stove connected.
You want me to start the fire?
No, I'll do that later. Doggone, it just ain't got the class of a fireplace.
Can I come out now?
No, let's check things off first. Victuals? I mean cuisine.
Well, there's a box in here with some ice in it and some goat's milk and turnip juice. Is that what you call cuisine?
Well, that's all I could get without Granny catching me. How do you like it, Uncle Jed?
What is it?
It's what you call a portable Playboy parlor.
Where'd you get it?
The city dump.
What's all them bricks for?
Oh, I was going to build a fireplace in it, but couldn't wait for the mortar to set.
There's somebody in there.
Come on out, Allie.
I'm coming.
Dumb old girl cousin. Why didn't you use a regular door?
Well, I couldn't get to it.
What do you mean you couldn't get to it? Thank you.
Kind of full, ain't it?
Yeah, with a couple of girls in there, it's going to be real snug.
Ellie, Granny's up.
Hey, I'm headed for the kitty cat club. Bye. Hey, give me a little shot to get me started!
Dad, there's some furniture missing from... What's that, Rig?
That's what Jethro calls his portable Playboy parlor.
Jed, mark my words. That boy is going to get himself into trouble.
Granny, he can't even get himself into the rig.
Jethro, I've only got a 10-minute break. Where are we going?
Come here, I want to show you something.
What is it?
Paradise on wheels. You got to see it to believe it. Here it is.
Well, I see it, but I don't believe it.
Oh, the paradise part is inside.
Well, what's all this supposed to be?
Overflow. It was mighty crowded in there.
What are you putting on?
What 78% all international Playboys wears at a time like this. Come on in.
This has got to be a gag. Holy smoke!
Ain't this a gas? Quick as I can get to it, I'm going to turn on the hi-fi and we'll dance.
Don't bother. I'm getting out of here.
Oh, no. Not without you give me a kiss.
Forget it.
Oh, come on.
Let go.
Not till you put one right here.
Okie doke.
Just for that, you ain't getting invited back.
Jethro, my boy.
I'm not your boy, and here are your old magazines back.
My magazine?
Swinger. You said I could have everything that was in your garage, and they was there.
Oh, yes, but I didn't.
I read them from cover to cover, just like they said, and they got me into nothing but trouble.
What kind of trouble?
Every kind. I got whopped by Granny, yelled at by Uncle Jed, spent all of my money fixing up a portable pad, and the first kitty cat I showed it to uppercutted me right through the roof.
What?
Now I ain't got no pad, ain't got no truck neither, because I can't pay for the parking over to the kitty cat club. Wait till Uncle Jed hears about this.
Now, wait. We don't want to bother our Uncle Jed. Here, this will take care of your parking. Then come back here, and we'll talk further.
Jethro!
Howdy, Miss Jane. I was counting on getting me a couple of kitty cats, and all I got was a sore chin, a lump on my head, and a busted roof. And all my furniture messed up, too. Wait till Granny sees that.
Now, Jethro, don't go home. Come back here to the bank.
Well, all right. But if I was you, I'd burn them Swinger magazines.
Swinger magazines?
Yeah, he stumbled onto a stack of back issues somewhere.
In your garage, perhaps?
Now, never mind. Now, we've got to get that corn-fed Casanova back in a good mood. I know. Hire a couple of kitty cats to make a fuss over him. Me? What? How would it look for a bank president to walk into the kitty cat club in the middle of the day?
Ask the doorman. You go there for lunch twice a week.
2 kitty cats.
Howdy, ma'am. I'm the international playboy. Yonder's my pad. Would you care to step in for a belt of cold goat's milk? Gone it. What's wrong? Maybe I ought to give my paradise on wheels a coat of paint.
Well, hi there, international playboy.
Well, howdy, kitty cat. Would you care to step into my pad and lap up a saucer of goat's milk?
I love it.
Hot dog, I got me a kitty cat. 2 kitty cats. Oh, boy, Miss Jane. Ow. Here, Miss Jane, sit down and read a book whilst I show her my pad.
No, thank you. 2 kitty cats you wanted? 2 kitty cats? You've got.
Well, all right, but it's going to be kind of a tight fit. Miss Jane, I can't get to the icebox for the goat's milk.
Who cares?
Well, you can look at my etchings or listen to music.
You have music?
Super stereo hi-fi. I got it plugged into the bank.
Marvelous. Let's hear it.
Okay, just let me reach the switch. Boy, it bores right into your brain, don't it?
Quickly, let's get back to the club.
What was that noise?
Hi-fi. This just ain't my day. I'm gonna unplug myself and go home.
Oh, no, not home. Not in this mood.
But I ain't having no luck at all. You reckon there'll be any girls at the beach?
Oh, scads of them. Bathing beauties. Oh, that's the spot. The beach.
Okay, I'll give it a try.
Back to work, everybody. There's a bank, not a sideshow.
Mr. Drysdale, isn't he the boy whose uncle has $50 million?
Yeah. What's it to you? Do you work here?
I used to.
Boy, what a miserable place this is. Cold and wet. Stove won't draw. No electricity, no company, no nothing. Well, you ain't exactly the kind of kitty cat I was hoping for, but you're welcome to come inside and have some goat's milk, quick as all that smoke clears out. Howdy, ma'am.
Hello.
Hey, wait a minute, hold on.
Yes.
Hold this cat. I got some notes on what to say. Oh, I use them to light the fire. Cold, ain't it?
Yes, it is.
Sure is. Why don't you put on your jacket?
Oh, what a good idea.
Thank you.
I bet it's warm in there.
But awful smoky.
It seems to be clear now.
Hey, it is, ain't it?
Well, would you like to go inside and get warm?
Yeah. Oh, will you promise to wait for me?
I have an even better idea. We can both go in.
Oh, yeah. I should have thought of that, but I'm kind of lost without my notes. Step into paradise.
Before I do, your uncle does have $50 million.
Yeah, I know. Cozy, ain't it?
Yes, it is.
I'd play some music for you, but ain't got no electricity for my hi-fi.
We can make our own music.
Okay. If I can find some tissue paper for my comb, what do you play?
Get it.
Oh, would you care for some goat's milk?
Have you got anything stronger?
Yeah. I got some home-squeezed turnip juice.
Well, I'll have mine on the rocks.
Well, it's awful cold out there. Wouldn't you rather have it in here?
You talked me into it.
Okay. Whilst I'm working my way into the icebox, I'll cipher for you. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4.
You're kidding.
Didn't you know that? Oh, you are in for a treat. Sit down. Now, that brings us up to the 10. I'll need a set of toes to cipher them. How about yours? You got your shoes off.
Listen, what's that noise?
Oh, that's just water. Now, let's see. Where was I? Oh, yeah. 10 times 1 is 10.
Tide's in. We're floating.
Hot dog! I got me a yacht. This is what you call class.
This is what you call nuts, and I'm what you call leaving.
Hey, shut the door, will ya? He's going on over to Catalina.
Now it's time to say goodbye to Jed and all his kin. They would like to thank you folks for kindly dropping in. You're all invited back next week to this locality to have a heaping helping of their hospitality. Hillbilly, that is. Set a spell. Take your shoes off. Y'all come back now, dear.
This has been a Filmways presentation.